Faking confidence is just illusion. 9 times out of 10, it really doesn't work. To build real sustainable confidence, you need to build self-trust and resilience. You also need to build yourself some assurance. How do you do that? Just keep watching this video. Step 1, you need to do a self-analysis. The method I would recommend is SWOT. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Grab a piece of paper and write down 4 categories. Those 4 I just listed off. Now you know what strengths and weaknesses are. And if you don't know what your strengths and weaknesses are, take a moment and just think about that, alright? But let me explain opportunities and threats. Opportunities are things that you can do to push you forward to your goal, which your goal is to become more confident and to have a confident mindset. Threats are things that hinder you or things that block you or stop you from being confident. Say your limiting beliefs about what type of person you are, how you carry yourself. Like, oh yeah, I can't be confident because of da-da-da-da. That's a threat. I want you to capitalize on those opportunities and those things you can do to improve your situation. Like going to a party, going to a networking event, going out with your friends, going on a solo date, going up to random strangers and asking for their numbers, going up to random strangers and becoming friends with them, going to school and interacting with new people every single day at school, stuff like that. But you can also use shadow work prompts. You can look them up online. You can literally search up on Google shadow work prompts, okay? But what I'm trying to say is I want you to get to know yourself. Like, you need to know what type of person you are to move forward. Now you can pause this video and do the SWOT analysis right now, or you can do it at the end of the video, but just do it now. Now, if you're done and you have more of an idea of who you are, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and what can you do to strengthen your weaknesses? What are the opportunities you can take now to get you more into the mindset? What things can you do every single day? What are the things that are stopping you? What are the limiting beliefs that you have that are stopping you from being confident? Like, what type of opportunities can you take to put yourself in uncomfortable situations to build and grow your confidence? Think about that for a while. I'm going to be explaining a reason why you might not be confident. This doesn't always apply to everybody, but if it applies to you, you can watch this segment. If it doesn't, skip over it. A big reason why people aren't confident is because they value other people's opinion over their own. Now, you might call this a people pleaser. You might call this someone with an inferiority complex. Now, I don't want that for you. I don't want you to think that you're less than other people, because you're not. You don't trust yourself enough to make decisions, so you put that trust and that decision-making skills into other people's hands, not yours. You're willingly giving people power over you. Do you really want that? Like, that's an honest question. Do you just want to be a puppet to other people? Do you want them to control your life the entire time? Same thing for trauma. Do you want your trauma to control you for the rest of your life? I'm guessing not. But, oh, what steps should I take to heal it? Oh, no. Oh, you're just making excuses. Excuses don't get you anywhere. I'm not gonna lie. They can be valid. They cannot be valid. What's valid is you're not doing anything towards it. Okay, but this is a fact. We all value other people's opinions, alright? We value other people. But thing is, some people have become desensitized to caring about other people's opinions. They are desensitized to other people. That might stem from loneliness, that might stem from individualism, whatever it may be, but that's just how some people are wired. You might not be wired that way. You might be more on a sensitive, emotional side. You might be on the more logical side and think things through. Which, if you really want to know, just take a 16andMe personality test or something. It has nothing to do with me. But seriously though, do you want to become a puppet to other people's perception of you, even when you know their perception of you is wrong or unfair? If your answer is yes, click off this video right now. Like, what are you doing here? I don't want you here. I don't think anybody else wants you here either. Alright, let's get into the actual mindset shifts. And this one, I'm only gonna have 2 for you. Number 1 is learn how to trust yourself. Now, I did say in the title and beginning of the video, you have to build self-trust. What's self-trust? Trusting yourself. And the worst thing you can do is putting that trust into other people's hands, because that trust, that self-trust that you have, that's your decisions. That's the decisions you make. That is what controls your life. And I want you to monopolize that, because that is yours. That belongs to you. I'm not saying you deserve it or anything. That just belongs to you. It's a given. The reason you might feel insecure or just not stable whatsoever is because you don't do the things you say you're gonna do. Which, Might sound simple, but not holding out on your promises, not doing things to help yourself, not having the motivation, or you're always procrastinating, stuff like that, and you feel guilty afterwards, that makes you less reliant on yourself. That makes you more reliant on external factors, external things, other people, your faith, like that type of stuff. Because you're the only person that can control your actions. But if you don't even trust yourself to execute your actions and you put it into someone else's hands so they can tell you what to do, you're already a lost cause, I'm not gonna lie. And you measure your own self-esteem on what other people say about you and not about what you as a person want to do, it really just doesn't make any sense to me. But to build back that trust and to build back that foundation, because the only reason why it was lost is because of society's standards of, oh yeah, you should connect with other people, we are social creatures, okay? I want you to think like this. I want you to think that when you are in survival mode, which you may or may not be, which is you're constantly thinking of the next thing to do and how to survive. Like, maybe you were in an abusive household, maybe you struggle to find food and water, stuff like that. I want you to think of those people. What else can they think of but themselves? What else can they think of? Because they're not safe. They're not stable. Everything's going wrong for them. So why would they focus on other people? Why would they care about other people when their top priority is to survive, is to be safe, is to be secure, when they don't even have the basic necessities, or when they don't even feel safe at their own house or at their own home? What I'm saying is, how to build your self-trust, you have to do the small things like making your bed, washing the dishes, cleaning your house every Sunday or so, going to work on time, planning the outfit you want to wear the night before. Small changes create the butterfly effect, okay? And the butterfly effect affects everything else that happens in the future. So if you make this small change for yourself, because washing the dishes might be the only productive thing you do all day, and hand claps to you. You did it. That's how you build self-trust. But try to remember this. Words don't dictate actions. Thing is, actions are what shape you as a person. Words don't shape you. You can say whatever you want about yourself. I'm a kind person. I'm a nice person. I'm not mean to people. I don't do this. I'm lonely. I'm depressed. Like, all those things, you can say those things. But if you don't feel it, then it's not true. And if you're not doing it, then it's not true. But like, you can't do depression. I'm not saying that. If you feel depressed, that is valid, okay? But you need to get yourself out of that depression mindset, because to get out of that type of mindset, you need to put yourself in another situation. You need to put yourself in another frame of mind. Even if that means you have to lie to yourself constantly. A way to not trust yourself is to lie to yourself constantly. Because let's be honest here, the only person you can be and probably should be completely honest with is yourself. And about how you feel and what you do, all that. You need to be honest with yourself. You need to be sure with yourself. You need to get to know yourself. Because most people don't even know what type of person they are till they reach like age 50 or age 60. Even those people might not even know what type of person they are. Because they never wondered. Because they never looked. Because they couldn't. They needed to fight for those necessities. Because let's be honest here, those people were constantly in survival mode. They were constantly thinking, how do I take care of my family? How do I get food to feed my family? How do I get shelter, clothes, water? How do I survive? How do I get my family to survive? What will happen to my husband, my brother, my son when they go off to war? I'm just saying, if you're gonna find some way to trust yourself, you have to fulfill the feeling of love, and you have to learn how to love yourself. Love and trust are not interchangeable, okay? You can trust someone without loving them, but you can't love someone without trusting them. Just think about that. Love yourself, because if you love yourself, you can guarantee that you will trust yourself. And I know that you don't always believe in yourself, and you don't always think that you're right or everything you do is wrong, and you keep on lying to yourself and you keep on lying to other people. Just remember that at the end of the day, you're the only person there. And to be confident, you need to learn how to rely on yourself. Alright, mindset shift number 2. Don't mistake arrogance for confidence. Now, confidence is expressing yourself in a way that you would like to do, or you like. Like, for example, fashion. People that experiment with their sense of style. They don't care about other people's opinions. They don't care if other people think it looks good, okay? You have to wear the clothes. You don't let the clothes wear you, all right? But that's a way of expressing yourself and being confident with yourself, is from the way that you dress. Some people don't care about the way that they dress. Maybe they gain confidence after they go to the gym and they get a pump, like, or maybe they gain confidence from other things, okay? Arrogance might seem like confidence, because you know confident people, they are always striding. They express themselves in the way they want to. They don't care about other people's opinions, or at least if they do, they tune it out. They tune out other people's opinions of them, because they always value their opinion first. Other people come second, third, fourth, fifth, just like that. But I'm gonna be honest here. Confidence, you think that everybody's on the same level, that everybody's playing on the same field. Arrogance is just trying to cover insecurity. Because if you're arrogant and you think you're better than everybody else, then you're comparing yourself to other people. And when you compare yourself to other people, you're covering up insecurity. Like, you think there's something wrong with you if you're comparing yourself. When you think you're better than somebody, you're covering up your own insecurity, alright? You wouldn't be comparing yourself if you weren't covering it up. Alright, step 3, take action. Like, I know you've been planning, and I know that these mindset shifts might not help you that much, whatever, And I know I went on a little bit of a side tangent, and I went on a little bit of a story, alright? But now for what to do. To sustain this new, confident, radiant mindset, and thinking you're that, like all that, right? To sustain your new mindset, and to be confident, and to fall in love with yourself, fall in love with life, just to vibrate at such a high level, affirmations can work. I'm not gonna lie, affirmations can work. Being positive constantly, being there for yourself, even during the hard times, that can work. It depends on the type of person you are, because personally, affirmations don't work for me. Like, I can say all this stuff in my head all the time. It doesn't mean I'll believe it. I'm the type of person that doesn't believe words, okay? Like, words of affirmation, lowest one out of all the 5 love languages. For me, though, I practice gratitude, which is the only positive thing I do to maintain my confidence. Because for me, my confidence comes from my work, my hard work. So if I did really good on something, then I'm confident in my ability. That's what I'm confident in, my ability. I'm confident in the way I dress and the way I look because I put in the effort. That's how I work, and I trust myself a lot. And all I'm trying to do is to give you the building blocks, but in the end, when you get that foundation, you can bounce off of it and go to a lot of other things, and you can apply it to every other category in your life. Also, another method is to start being confident is to fake it till you make it. I know, thumbnail clickbait. I don't think it works. Faking it till you make it, faking confidence and all that, because you might not even have the courage to fake it in the first place. Like, honestly, you might not even. And faking it till you make it, it doesn't always work, because we are all different people. Like, I tried faking it till you make it. I tried faking my confidence about my appearance and all that type of stuff. That's really the only thing you can apply fake it till you make it to, your appearance. Which is pretty shallow, because if the only thing you're confident in is your appearance and not any of your abilities, then you need to work on your skills and your abilities. Because my confidence comes from my abilities. My looks, my appearance, the way I dress, the way I smell, all that came later. I think now I'm the most beautiful person in the world, alright? And I'm not saying this like I'm above other people, I'm not. But that's because I did put effort into my appearance. I did put effort into my skills, my abilities. I put effort into it. You need to put effort into it too. But I will say, confidence does waver. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes you might compare yourself like, oh yeah, why can't I have this because this person has that? You don't have to detox from social media, but if it's really bad, delete all social media, because there's no point in comparing yourself, because most of those people on social media, they fake their lives. They fake the Louis Vuitton bag they have. They fake the private jet they're on. Like, sometimes they literally have a set in LA that looks like a private jet, but it's not actually a private jet. And influencers just take photos from that. Like, don't believe everything you see on the internet. But your confidence can waver, and you can get insecure, and you can feel like, oh, well, what if I'm not good enough, all that type of stuff, right? You just need to know the basics, and you just need to remember these 3 things. who you are. What goals am I striving for? Who and what do I believe in? You believe in yourself. That's who you believe in. Your goals apply to you. And who are you? What type of person are you? If you can list off characteristics and back it up with evidence, go ahead. I mean, you already did your SWOT analysis, right? But if you also just want to have like if you also just want something positive in your life and your confidence is starting to waver, use gratitude. Gratitude, like, I am grateful, like this. Like, sometimes when I feel like I'm wavering and I feel like I'm not good enough, that type of thing, I always say I'm grateful that I have food on the table. I'm grateful that I have somewhere to sleep and that I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful for having clothes on me constantly. I'm grateful for having water and having fresh, clean water that is accessible to me 24/7. I'm grateful that I can actually receive an education. Like, I just list off things that I'm grateful for. Stuff like that. Because you may not like want to admit it, but you are privileged and you need to be true to yourself and be grateful for everything that you have. Be down to earth. Be humble. Now, unfortunately, confidence doesn't happen overnight. If it did, then well, everybody would be confident. But you can speed up the process. And by speeding up the process, I mean focusing on only yourself and healing yourself and doing analysis of yourself constantly, and by focusing on yourself solely and not focusing on other people and what they have to say about you and what they care about, care only about yourself, focus only about yourself. That is the fastest way you can build confidence. Like, invest in yourself constantly. Like, listen to podcasts, watch these type of videos, maybe buy a course or something. Constantly invest in yourself. Try and find things that you will be confident in. Like, we all have unfair advantages. Your unfair advantage is something that you can be confident in. Like, it could be something like, oh yeah, I'm very good at focusing. Like, when I'm working, I go in full flow mode, okay? I go into a flow state. That could be your unfair advantage. Like, honestly, if you want to be confident, lean into your strengths and build off of your strengths. That is one of the best things you can do for yourself. But unfortunately, the people that are constantly antagonizing you, patronizing you, you're gonna need to get them out of your life. Especially if you want to build a new mindset, you're gonna have to get the old out and come in with the new. But seriously though, you have to focus on one thing at a time. So only focus on yourself. Don't focus on other people. That is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that. Stay tuned in for more. Bye-bye.